Hello, virtual artists. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. It is Friday before Thanksgiving break. That's why I'm making this video before we leave for the day. Um, and I just want to say this week's been so awesome with your hand turkeys and viewing your hand turkeys, and like so many kids have participated, and I think you've had a lot of fun with it. So I hope you have. Um, and I posted a shout out video with some hand turkeys, and I've been showing you in person hand turkeys. And you know what? Yeah, I told I was just on a meet, and I told a group of kids, um, if you are with family and you have littles with you, like little kids, and they've never done a hand turkey before, you should show them how to do it because it's just a fun, cool thing to do, right? Week 13. So this has been week 13. You're going to be beginning week 14 when we get back from Thanksgiving break. And here at Artist Ann, we are going to focus for the 3 weeks, 3 weeks after the break, and then before the winter break, we are going to focus on gifts of empathy. So this is something that we usually do a lesson about and earlier in the year. But this has been a different year, and so we just haven't had a chance or an opportunity to bring it up. A lot of kids, when I ask them what is empathy in class, they say feeling sorry for somebody, and that's totally not true. So let's just really quickly, I'm going to quickly go over what empathy is and why it's important, and then kind of introduce some things in your project this week. So, empathy. So, empathy is I feel your pain. Sympathy is I'm sorry that you're in pain. So, whenever that student would say it's feeling sorry for someone, that is empathy, or that's sympathy. Empathy is you can actually put yourself in their or another person's shoes, and try to understand what they're going through. And this is a really difficult thing for kids to learn how to do. And some kids are natural empaths, and they are just really in tune with how other people feel and what's going on. But I'm going to say, in general, most kids, they focus on themselves because, when you're a child, like yourself, that's like all you really have to worry about. And then sometimes your life experience, you're young, you've only been on the earth for a short amount of time, and you just don't have a lot of like experiences to pull from to have empathy. And I've read a lot about empathy over the past 5 years of my teaching career because it's been a huge talking point. One of the best ways to grow empathy with young students is reading fictional literature. So when you're reading through the eyes of somebody else, and you're like listening to their story and what they're saying, it gives you that ability to kind of like take you and your thoughts and put them to the side and really put yourself in somebody else's experience. Because, like I said, it's really hard to do if you haven't had a ton of life experiences. So, we're going to work a little bit on growing our empathy skills and trying to use them in the month of December. I feel like November, we really focus on gratitude, and we talk about being thankful. And I got some of these little notes. We had students at Artist Ann, they wrote teachers some notes of gratitude, which were really, really great. And then this next month in December, we're going to do gifts of empathy. So, when I talk about this with kids in a group setting, it's kind of they're kind of looking at me like, she's the art teacher. Why is she talking? This is like a counselor thing. It's like an emotional thing that you think, oh, this is like, this is not my job. But empathy is something that is used it's like a widely used system called design thinking, and that is a design system that businesses use to help innovate and create and customize products and services to help their customer base. So empathy is it is a resource, and it's something that businesses and employers and innovators, they have to have a lot of this in order to make the best creations and best products. Because if you can't empathize with your customers and if you can't understand what your customers need, your business isn't going to do well at all. So skills strengthened by empathy, negotiation. So if you are negotiating with someone and you want something and they want something, trying to put yourself in their shoes, that is going to help get you what you want, or figure out how to get you what you want. Collaboration, that's working together. Understanding how people communicate. As a teacher, how I use empathy a lot. I use it a lot. When I was thinking about this, and I was thinking about this lesson, I'm like, what are some things that what I use empathy, during my day? And when I'm trying to make lessons for you guys, I'm here at Artisan, and I have these real students in front of me. But I try to put myself in your shoes and try to understand your day virtually. And I try to not do anything that would be overwhelming for you, and I try to make things as fun as I possibly can. I use empathy. I try to come up with things that like you'll enjoy doing. And yeah, I put myself in your shoes virtually. Behaviors. So at school, if I have a student that's exhibiting like really negative behaviors, like not being so great, there's a reaction. I could immediately have a reaction. And that might make everything worse. That might make the student feel worse. I try to be empathetic and try to understand what could be causing the student to do what they're doing. Does the student need help? Does the student, what do they need? We got to try to figure that out. I use empathy a lot. Creativity. I'm going to show you some examples of art making and utilizing empathy. Feeling safe. That's a good one. I think we all need a little bit of that these days, don't we? Emotional connection. I just watched an interview with somebody that said he didn't feel like he had very many close friends until he truly experienced empathy and was able to let his guard down. And then after that, like all of his friends are close friends. So the emotional connection, and identifying needs. So to me, the identifying needs, that to me goes a little bit along with negotiation. But like with the student example, I kind of try to do that with kids. I identify, like, do they need help? What do they need? What do they need from me? So this is actually like a really tangible skill. It's not just like an emotion. This is like a skill that you can use. I want you to watch this video. It's amazing. It's called The Present, and we show this in class, and we have kids watch this, and it's really powerful. And yeah, I want you to watch it, and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it on our meet. Oh no, we don't want to watch it now. Oh no. Next. All right. So in art class, I wanted to share some examples of students and people using empathy in the real world. And this is an article. You can click on this link and you can read it. And this is a 12-year-old girl that developed an app for her grandmother with Alzheimer's, and the app helps to locate her if she wanders off, and it also has like photographs. I don't know if you've know much about Alzheimer's or have anybody in your family that suffered with that, but it's elderly people. They forget, where they are, or they get lost and they forget their family. So it has photographs on it of the person's family, and it has hold on just one second. Awesome. All right. Thank you so much. Bye. Sorry about that. It reminds her who her family members are and what they look like, so she can identify them. That's really great. I mean, she's 12, so I kind of am a believer that no matter how old you are, if you see a need or if you want to do something, like there is a way that we can figure out that you can make a difference. So if you want to read that article, there's that. This is really fantastic. So, in our art room, we have a couple 3D printers. They're really difficult to use here in a school setting because they're slow. They take a long time to 3D print. But the technology is amazing. And one of the coolest uses of this technology that I've seen is 3D printed art museums for the blind. So just imagine if you were blind and you went to an art museum, like why go? You can't touch anything because like when you go to the museum, there's all those barriers, and sometimes they have things behind glass, and so it's really like a non-experience for people without vision. So these people have been they've been taking works of art that are flat and turning them into 3D models so that people that are blind could touch them and get a better sense of what's going on. And I think that's completely fantastic. This video. I love this video too. I think she's 11. I think we'll have to watch the video and see. This is called Chloe Cares, and she was learning how to sew. And sewing is something that I teach in my art room, and I love it when kids take a skill that they learn and they apply it to something in real life. So Chloe was learning how to sew, and she learned how to sew these bags. And she just, in her community, she saw lots of homeless people, and her mother sort of told her, kind of explained how that can happen, like how homelessness can happen. And she thought, I want to make a difference. So she started sewing these bags and filling them with like personal items and high needs items for people. And she does this now quite a bit. And in the video, she got like a grant for like $25,000 to do this. So I think it's pretty fantastic. And so take a minute, watch that video. All right. And so here we go. We're getting to our assignment this week. So gifts of empathy. I want you to make something for someone. And it doesn't necessarily have to be, like holiday related. The next couple weeks, I'm going to highlight some materials. We're going to do yarn week. We're going to do paper and origami week. So you could also think about that, like if you wanted to make items to give to people, during those weeks. But I created this little document for you. And I want you to at least think of one person, one, that you can make something for. And I want you to like really think about what you're making for them before you do it. I think sometimes kids, like if I give you an assignment, like, I give you the hand turkey assignment, and you're like, here, mom, here's a hand turkey, like she'll really like it. But I think that it would be really great if you could make something that was very specific for that person. So here, this is a flow chart, and it's a PDF. So I'm going to attach it to this assignment, and then you're just going to click on it, like whenever it'll look like this when you open it up. And there's a way that you can type, so you can type in the squares. And I want you to kind of think through this process. Who are you going to make something for? What do they need? So you can make something decorative, you can make something fun, or you can make something that they actually need, like the little girl that made the app for her grandmother. So if you have somebody that's high needs or disabled in your family, or just need something specific, or you've noticed someone that has a problem, you can also work from that angle too. Like identify your problem, and then we could work on identifying solutions. So who will I make something for? What do they need? Then you need to decide, what will I make? write it down there. And then the green portion, what will I need? What supplies will you need? And then how will I make it? That's a whole nother thing. And then how will I give it to them? So this is going to just this is a process of planning, and it's very similar to the process of design thinking. I can show you design thinking later if you want to, but I think this is going to be really great. It doesn't have to be something super serious. It could be something super fun, but it could be whatever you want it to be. I just want you to stop for a moment and really think about what you could do for someone else. Okay? Are we on the same page? I hope we are. Or I'll just keep going like this. No, I'm just kidding. That's it. That is empathy. And then on your meets, we'll talk a little bit about empathy. Yeah, it's awesome. It's a great skill. And then we're gonna be making some crafts for the next couple weeks, leading up to the holidays, and I think it'll be a great time. So, if you're, I don't know, are you gonna? I'm gonna post this. I think I'm gonna go ahead and post it so it'll be ready for you whenever we come back. Don't do this during Thanksgiving week, by the way. Don't work. Um, but I hope you had a great week and a good Thanksgiving week, and I will be seeing you on your meets. All right. And if you don't see any helpers, you can be one. All right. Bye.